people. With that being said, under the Torah, the ministry of Torah, we need to come on one accord as far as our worship. I know when we had the Ohio Summit, we talked about being on the same Torah schedule as far as the reading of the law on the Shabbat. Okay, and basically what we implemented, at least in Ohio, and I know we mentioned it to the other camps and gates that were present, that if you go to, let me see that paper right there. If you go to pcal.com or torahportions.org, each week it gives the Torah portion that they're reading. And what that does is that everybody that's studying the Torah is reading the same schedule. And let me put this out. Come. And also Hebrews for Christians, because the Hebrews for Christians also give you the Brit for the New Testament. But let me put this out. We're not following them.
That's right.
You're following yourselves, because what they're following is what your ancestors already put out.
Come on.
Okay, so let's clear the air. We're not following them. We're just going back to what we used to do. Okay, what our ancestors did. Okay, they just happen to hold the records for us, so now we can retrieve the records and use the information for ourselves. So now we're trying to become spiritually unified with the Torah schedule portion on the Shabbat. Now, after that, and after you go into Yahweh whatever information or issues and spirituality that needs to be brought out within your gate based on the environment that you're dealing with at that time, by all means do so. But at least for one portion of that service, no matter where we're at, what time zone that we're at, we're sending up the same prayers. And that's power. And that's unification. That's what the Most High wants to see. Okay, and then he's going to open the spirit even more, because he's seeing the effort that we're trying to do with the unification. Also, what we're trying to do is we're putting out a disclaimer video. Okay, and basically it's to set the record straight of what the agenda of Masharah Yasharahla is. And basically it's to say that we're more than a camp, school, congregation, or community. We are that nation. And every camp, school, and congregation is mandated by the scriptures to be part of that nation. And any brother and sister with any of these camps or schools or congregations that feel that their issue is not being addressed for one reason or another, there is a council where that issue can be aired out. Excuse me? Overturned, and also witnessed by the nation, which is y'all. So the light is on. Whatever is in the closet is going to be brought to the light.
That's right.
Okay, whatever schisms or mishandling or manipulation or whatever abuses that have been going on in Yasharahla, and we all got a book that we can read from, it can be brought out. But the point is, there is a council. No man is above council. There is safety in council, like the brother mentioned. So we must operate within that council to galvanize this nation. And as men, we have, our first hat is to be protectors of this nation. Okay? So, under the ministry of Torah and Covenant, the book of the law comes under that, which the brother is in the process of getting a copy made. And basically the book of the law, which is the Bible, which is the Torah, but what he did was to categorize the law within the different categories. So in other words, if you want all the laws that deal with sexual improprieties, you can go to this one category and view all the scriptures involving those laws. Okay. Right, categorize it, simplified it, so, and then it's in a binding form, so you can flip it over and actually study it, and so you don't have to go back and forth in the scriptures. Not that you wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying it's a one-stop shop. Okay, one-stop shop, making studying more easier. And for new people coming into your congregation, it helps them become more familiar with the law, with the obedience, with the allegiance to what the Torah demands us to do. It makes your job easier. Okay? Because if you ask a question about dietary, say, well, look, brother, go in the category of dietary laws and look it up. Okay? And now, the other part that we're trying to implement is also a women's guidebook, okay, which is in the process of being developed, and that's basically helping our sisters understand their role within the nation and all the scriptures that can help them as far as midwifing, childbearing, etc., all the women issues, okay? Short version. And the reason why we're doing that is because our women are a part of our nation. But without guidance or purpose, they can't bring their input to help grow the nation. And we all realize that, so we're trying to bring forth that agenda to do so. So again, brothers and sisters, I mean, there's other departments, you know, within the Ministry of Health, that's medical, that's dental, that's midwife, you know, anybody that's an RN, LPN, anybody that has any type of medical training, that's your ministry that you're supposed to be in, within your gate, within your city, within your congregation. And then if you are experienced enough, then you should be in a position to help raise up other brothers and sisters that want to learn this skill set. Oh, yeah. We have the skill set to be a nation, we just don't have the management skills to operate as a nation. See, that's what we have to relearn. How a nation goes forward and operates, put things together, communication. And this is the reason why we have to have these summits, so we can be model. I mean, phone is cool. Text is great too. You know, instant messaging and Twitter, you know, for those that are tech savvy, for some of us that are all thumbs, you know, it's frustrating. And I'm breaking the phone. But the point is, that's all part of communication. And this part here coming together is the greatest part of communication, because you see your brother, you see your sister, and some things need to be discussed mano, as we all know. So, Ministry of Health, education, okay? Child care, that's our sisters department, okay? In a lot of states, you can teach your children at home. They have curriculum that you go through online to teach your children at home. Homeschooling, okay? But what makes it stronger is when you connect with other sisters that are in the spiritual mindset as yourself, okay? It's hard to network with a sister that still wants to celebrate Christmas, right? Okay? Or Thanksgiving, or Easter. You know, you're gonna want pets, because you want to send your child to a nurturing environment for learning, but you don't want them to go there and be indoctrinated in Halloween. Right. You know, that's counterproductive, because you got to come home. They come home, you got to deprogram. Right. After y'all sit there and say, well, what candy did you get? But again, you know, within the education department, you know, you have child care, you know, homeschooling, medical, and etc. You know, we have the knowledge. Okay, we have years of historians besides Karaj. But we have historians and all types of skilled technicians within the knowledge that we, as this body, Masharah Yasharahla, we have to really start putting out our videos to battle this massive amount of misinformation. Okay? In other words, we got to set the record straight. The buck stops with us. Okay, so I'm asking all brothers within your given gates, if you have the personnel that are technically proficient within the video department, you know, let us try to galvanize these talents in a centralized location if possible. If it's not possible, then if we do put out a video on the Masharah Yasharahla, then we have to designate, well, we're going to go here and let this brother, edit it, et cetera, and then put out the final copy. Okay, that's what we have to do. Okay, so the video department, I would say that could come under the Torah education. Torah and education pretty much, because that is, depending on the type of video that you put out, that's where that would come under. That's technical training, technical know-how. Okay? The other departments, I said Ministry of Health, I said the Ministry of Education, I said the Torah, as far as calendar. The brother has already made a calendar. His calendar goes all the way up to March 2019, if I believe. Oh, all right. His calendar goes all the way up to March 2020. Okay. As far as the new moons, your kadashes, all your holy days, convocations, Passover. So we're gonna get that out to the different camps, so we're all being on sync. Okay. And as far as how we did his research, if those that know Parazah, it was extensive. As far as looking at the constellations, whether or not we had 12 or 13 constellations, depending on how the moon cycled around the different constellations of the zodiac. All right. So we got that out. All right. Or we'll be getting that out. Okay. That comes under the Torah covenant. Now, as far as the Ministry of Husbandry, anybody that that has land that's willing to develop that land within the southern states, let them get in contact with one of the brothers up here or yourselves if you know that brother. Because in the Ministry of Husbandry, we're talking about livestock, we're talking about aquaponics, hydroponics, agriculture, and agriculture. Okay, we need to grow our own food, raise our own chickens, livestock, et cetera, and then distribute it among ourselves at a wholesale rate so we can then retail to our people. Okay, the commodity that we have to go after is EBT. Okay, the other nations come over here and go after that same currency. Well, we need to go after it too. It's our people, but we don't have something to give in return. So that's a department that we have to develop among ourselves within our respective gates, cities, and communities. Okay, then we have the Ministry of Commerce. Business development, like I said to Masharah and the other brother. What's your name, brother? Banaba. Okay, that's one aspect of it. Trucking is another aspect of it. Real estate, exporting, importing, banking, manufacturing, accounting, et cetera, okay? All those that have experience and expertise in that department, we need to nationalize that department so we can help each other, okay? We need to be the manufacturer and the wholesalers to each other, that we can, in return, become the retailers to our people. Okay? We have to build from the ground up, or from the top down, or the bottom up, however we can do it, we just got to get it done. Okay? And we all have those resources maybe on an individual level, but now we got to take these same resources and put it on a national level so we all can benefit from it. That's when the blessing becomes more multiplied. Because now we're all accessing this information and these raw resources for the building of Yasharahla. Okay? Then there's the Ministry of Housing. That's pretty much self-explanatory. Well, in the Ministry of Housing, one thing, the brother Banabar, you're already doing it. You set up a housing for brothers can stay at, and you have the business that they're working at, so you're doing housing for brothers that are not able to provide housing for themselves. But it goes beyond that. There's single women and sisters that need housing, you know what I'm saying? So within the different, cities, gates, we need to develop that. Okay, that's the Ministry of Housing. I already discussed Ministry of Registrar. Now, the Ministry of Diplomacy, Brother Mathasius, you're already working in that department. From your different convoys back and forth to Jamaica, correspondence with the brothers overseas. Parazars, basically, I'll just put this out because I know I'm going to let him speak on that, if he gets a chance. is that the Spirit is moving. On the international level, Yasharahla is worldwide. We're global.
That's right.
We're global. Okay? Brother was invited down to a conference down in Mexico where African Mexicans are recognizing their heritage, and he was able to go down there and speak about Yasharahla in Spanish.
That's right.
Yeah, right, Haiti also. Because the reason why that happened is that the UN has passed a declaration saying that this is a year to recognize all those that had been colonized and put into slavery around the world. And they have designated so much funding for different cultural events to happen within these different countries. So that's why they were able to have these type of festivals. But we didn't hear nothing about that here in America. Because they don't want that to go out here in America. Okay? And then diplomacy, that's going, dealing with outside the country as well as inside the country with other congregations and communities to come under Masharah Yasharahla. It is a nation. Okay? It is a nation. So we need everybody to promote Masharah Yasharahla.
That's right.
The government of Yasharahla.
That's right.
Masharah Yasharahla. The government of Yasharahla. We are bigger than any camp, school, congregation, community, set, clique, crew, out there. Okay, we are a nation.
That's right.
So when we say nation, we can gather all brothers and sisters from around this country to any given point within this country to demonstrate that we are that nation. And that's the power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And that's the power that we're demonstrating by coming to these different summits by hook or by crook to demonstrate the power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And as we get our logistics more coordinated, our resources more coordinated, our knowledge more shared and utilized so we all have the same skill sets in the different departments as needed, we're going to demonstrate more and on a greater level. Why do I say that? This is Wisdom of Solomon, and I'll end on this note. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, start from the 1st verse. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and have made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he who we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh, and his lot among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness has not shined upon us. The sun of righteousness rose not upon us. So in other words, this is the work and the labor that we have to put both hands on the plow to accomplish.
That's right.
I can't do it by myself. Okay? We on this council can't do it by ourselves. But all of us in this room can do it together. We're obligated to do it together. Not for ourselves, but for those that have not come in yet. For those that are destitute, or don't have a place to stay, or don't have a job, or can't get a job. Those that are depressed, those don't feel that life is worth living. We are supposed to be those lights. So, Kwam Yasharahla, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Bashem, Yahushua, HaMashiach, Amen.
Right, so that's in Sunnyala from your Ohio camp. So you see how important it is? See what the brother brought out? The brother brought out the structure of a government, right? the full structure of a government, how it's supposed to be laid out. All right? That's what the Most High is asking us to do. But the blueprint is here. And he talked about the law, right? The book that they're making up, where the categorization of the laws.